Soul Seers, and welcome to SeeJamieSim. I'm Jamie, and today we're going to be working on Sticky Sims YT. So you think you can build challenge. On the gallery, it's hashtag StickyShell25. And you can see just from this little view here that it is an odd looking shell. And I was kind of trying to decide on if I was going to build a community lot or if I was going to build a house, but I decided that I'm going to do a series of flats. And on the gallery, if you go to SeeJamieSim, you can find it under FernGully Studio Flats. So I decide that I'm going to tell a story with each of these little flats, and they're made for all sorts of families. There is a studio apartment for a family with a child. There's one with a baby. There's some with couples, some with single beds. And they're all decorated differently, even though one of the main challenges for this build challenge is that you can only use base game and one other pack. So I think most of us chose this. So we are just getting all the interiors kind of decorated. There's going to be a teal flat, a red flat, there's brown, there's green, I try and make them as different as possible, though that is a challenge when you only are using two packs, the base game and then Enchanted by Nature, which, I'm gonna say I haven't gotten to mess with Enchanted by Nature too much, and I really, really, really enjoyed doing this and being able to see what's available and the kind of direction they went, and a lot of the updates that I haven't really gotten to take a look at because I recently went back to work. So I was very excited, and I really, really, really loved all of the different build options for Enchanted by Nature. But I will tell you that Sticky Sims YT really, really decided to make this difficult on us with these angles and the, diagonals, and oh man, it was a lot. But it really gets you to think creatively, and the first thing I do is take advantage of being able to put plants on roofs. Oh my goodness, I was so excited. And the reason why I call this the FernGully Studio Flats, first off, they're all studios, but I was so excited that I got to build with plants everywhere. And I don't know, I'm a 90s kid. I was born in the 80s, but I grew up in the 90s. And FernGully was such a big movie that I watched all the time that I kind of gave an homage to that movie here. And we're doing a lot of jumping around because I'm making everybody's backyards too. And I never just build in one area at one time. Nope, never, ever, ever. So here we are placing all of these. The landscaping was so fun on this. So much fun. And I really was gung-ho about placing all of these bushes and ferns and different trees, and it was so much fun. I really like landscaping as a general rule, so being able to landscape on roofs just really made me happy. And here's where I discovered that since I'm only using one pack, I don't have the option to make those small bathrooms like I normally do. So here's me struggling to get everything put someplace where it works. and definitely had a tough time with that. And yeah, it was definitely interesting. I really think that the terms of the shell challenge with sticky sims really opened up a lot of creativity and trying to think past all the small spaces and just trying to get everything that you need into these small little flats that I've chosen to use. And especially because I love these windows. Any simmers out there who are currently building with Enchanted by Nature, how much do you absolutely love these windows? I am in love. In love. So here we are doing several different types of just trying to get a whole kitchen into this small space was definitely a labor of love. But we do end up getting everything placed for it, and then we start on the green area, and then I kind of decide on, okay, I need to figure out who's going to live where and with what. So here I am. This teal flat is actually for a couple, and I think it's a couple that likes the finer things in life, because I just kind of filled this up with all sorts of different plants, but also having a big TV and having these really nice pieces of furniture. Not that much furniture, because again, they are kind of small studios, but I just really pictured them enjoying just these hand-picked little things that made the house a home, but also kept the vibe of I am better than you. So and my red home is the ultra modern one. I decide that this particular person likes that modern feel to things, and even though I use the same cabinets as I do in the teal house, I feel like this has a really an ultra modern vibe as opposed to the teal house that just kind of has, well, I wanted the best things, even if it wasn't a lot of things. So I didn't want all of them to just be like fairy houses that were made with all of the old stuff. So I definitely tried to bring in a lot of different personalities, and yeah, so hopefully I conveyed that this is this person, and each family or each flat told a story, because that's really what I wanted. And I have it's been a while since I built this, and between doing this and the voiceover, so I am also looking at everything I kind of did and incorporated. And you can fit so much into studio apartments in The Sims. I really think that it's a labor of love if you enjoy tiny living with The Sims, like not just the pack, but the actual gameplay of it, because that's something I really enjoy, is the tiny living aspect. And I really like to start out with small houses that they slowly build on as they go through their having a family and having their jobs and doing that kind of stuff. So starting out small is always really, really fun for me. This pale greenhouse is actually the most, I think, kind of fairy thing that I do over there on the far side. This is the brown house. This is the house with the toddler, soon to be child. And I definitely wanted to make this, one, smaller, and two, I kind of, in my mind, the story is this teenager got kicked out of her house once she was pregnant, and that's kind of where you can see the different vibes of the houses in that shot there. But yeah, kind of got kicked out, and the grandparents are slowly coming around, and, you know, just having kind of mismatched stuff and having like one of the smallest areas and having the smallest bathroom. But, you know, like they're getting on, I kind of feel like. And so then here we are with doing the outside. That's where the kids are, and kind of needed to set up a potty and some toys. And the people in the pale greenhouse are definitely entertainers. You'll be able to see that in their backyard. I think that the people in the pale greenhouse, they don't have a lot of stuff inside their house, but outside they are the entertainers of this area, because I just went gangbusters on all of this stuff. Yeah, so here we are. I got the planter boxes, the little house, we have the bar, we have that kind of grill. I couldn't decide what I wanted on these backyards for some of them, but this backyard really, the kid backyard and the one where they're the entertainers, really, really spoke to me. So I kind of pictured it like toddler about to turn into a child. So yeah, and then we go upstairs where I have to fix that bathroom because I need more space. And I was going to try and do a bedroom in the other one, and that just did not work. So I was just like, fine, okay. Okay, fine. And in that greenhouse, we are also building with the Enchanted by Nature, kitchen stuff. And this house, I actually end up having them have a baby. So there is an infant crib in that room as well. So here we are doing the bathrooms and slowly filling up everything with clutter, which is always my favorite. I love clutter and it just makes me so happy. So here we are. Yeah, and so we're putting the finishing touches on a lot of spaces here and trying to make everything look lived in and a good combination of, fairy versus base game. And even I put in burglar alarms into the red house. I figured since they're the ultra modern ones, they'd have those. And kind of the red house I picture as, being the grown up, and the middle house here, having the artists in that really nice teal house. Just kind of having sculptures and stuff around. Yeah, so I decided that they're artists, and that's why they kind of have just pieces that make sense to them, and having the art stuff outside. I really, really liked having just their clothes hanging on the wall because there's no place to put a closet. So yeah, so I put a way for the smaller flat apartment that's separated to build a um, to build an observatory is kind of what I picture for them, like being kind of sciency but in the way of fairies. I think it comes together. I wanted a lot of different options for people if you decide to move into this particular space. You could have all sorts of families and interests and that kind of thing. And here we are building for the baby and putting some nice toys around because they don't stay little for long, both in real life kids and in The Sims. They grow pretty quickly. And I decide that I'm going to use that for all the baby things, which works out pretty great. And got those and all the baby stuff, and yeah, I love, love, love these cabinets and the furniture that came with Enchanted by Nature. And we're building a small living room for this particular house just because I feel like they need it. Theirs is a pretty eclectic house. It's filled to the brim with stuff, but it really, really, really is wonderful. And I really want to thank a lot of you guys for sticking with I know that I update every Tuesday and Thursday, and people who are returning to see all of my builds, I really appreciate you. Yeah, it should be continuing on every Tuesday, Thursday. I'm currently trying to get back on to do stuff on Twitch, but right now it's on YouTube just because that's what I have time for. And if you'd like to see more, you can. I have so many videos on build challenges and different things that I'm doing. I'm doing the 100 Days of Cast challenge. I'm also doing 100 Days of Sims builds. And then I do all these different, shell builds and things for YouTube and other simmers. So I just got recently finished with a collab that was building rooms for houses that we had no idea what they were or where they would go. That was a fun collab. I also did for Nordhaven when that first came out. We did several mall collabs and filled up the world of Nordhaven. So if you do like that sort of thing, my channel is filled with it. And so yeah, we are just finishing up all of the outside of the small pale blue flat. And so yeah, we have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful area, and just finishing up the landscaping, getting all of the paths. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this build. I really enjoyed the time that I can spend with you guys here on YouTube. And I will definitely be updating my Instagram, which I need to get better about. But yeah, so here we are. This is our FernGully studio flats, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, taking a quick tour of all of the stuff and just putting finishing touches. Thanks for watching, guys. If you could like, share, comment, and subscribe, that really helps me out. If you'd like to see other videos, go ahead and click that want to see more in the top right hand side. You can find me on Twitch, Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube under SeeJamieSim.